Hello everyone, I'm Silverraptor and welcome back to another Wargame Red Dragon deck creation video where we're going to be wrapping up the last of the Airborne decks today. Reason being is someone did request an Airborne deck that was not a Soviet Airborne deck. So I saw it back and I was thinking maybe bring back my old East German Airborne. And I thought, since we did push it to a coalition for the Blue 4 side with the Commonwealth, why don't we do the same thing with the Red 4 and bump it up to an Eastern Bloc Airborne deck? Actually haven't created a full Eastern Bloc with a different variety. Decided to do a little bit of a joke with doing pure East German deck, and it was okay. So hopefully we'll be able to get a little better deck than that. So let's start off. We're going to do the Eastern Bloc uh, Joint Air Force, I think. Would that be a good name? I think it's a good name of my books. Alright, Red 4, go to the Eastern Bloc, and Airborne. Last one, and then we'll move on to bigger and better things, I promise. I will even start taking more suggestions for decks if you put it down in the description down below. Figured I should get that at the beginning of this episode. Now let's go on to the deck creation itself. Alright, logistics. We will do the same thing that we did with the last. We will come back to this later because we need to know what helicopters are still available. Though I do think we'll have more variety in this. So, one thing I do want to say is that the Eastern blocks are a lot really expensive infantry, so we're going to need to get our money's worth when we bring these in. So let's see, we can get 8 LSTR-40s and MI-8 TVs, or we can get 6 and MI-24Ds. I think we want more LSTR-40s. The MI-2As are not good enough. So this would be 65. This would be just plain 30. Now, the reason why I would probably get the 30-point helicopter is because it does have 64 rockets, whereas the Mi-8Ts have 32. But we do want to keep this a little bit of manageable price, so let's just get the cheaper helicopter for this time. And this will, LSTR-40s are cost very good against tanks and aircraft. But let's go and look on to other stuff that we may want. Conquerors are fairly decent. Let's make sure we have everything we want, like Conquerors M's. Those are a lot better. We can get them in the ATs or the MI-17. 55, 50, or 40. Let's get MI-17s because MI-17s are awesome with 4 HE power. So that will give us a little bit of HE destruction. Ooh, we want to get some. We do want to get Saporizi Strumwery, and the reason why is they are indeed shock trained napalm infantry. So that is unique for all the napalm infantry out there, and napalm is good against elite and shock trained troops by stilling them up and bringing them down to a even playing field. So now we just need to figure out what we want to bring these guys in. We can do the Mi-2T, but it only has 4 strengths. That will get shut down easily. A Sokol. Where's the gun? The Sokol has a gun on it. Don't hide from me, gun. They've actually hidden this gun pretty well. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it. So the invisible gun there. We can get that. We can get more Mi-17s. But that would bump it up to 50 or 45. I'm fine with 50, so let's get a couple more of those. And I just want to make sure I get everything picked that I want. We can get the Groms. Strela 3 is not the best. We only have 3 HE power. Any other AA? How are the FJBs? They just have Strela Cs. Okay, oh wait. Igla 1s. East German Igla 1s. Wait, I gotta look at this for a second. Strela 3s are worse than the Igla 1s because they have 3 HE power instead of 4 and less range, even though they're about the same accuracy. Interesting. And what about the Grom? Grom is superior in every which way. So let's round this up with some Groms. So we've got Iglas, Groms, we've got our anti-tank, and we've got our elite napalm infantry. Now I think it's actually time to start getting this all fleshed out. We could get some Vok regiments. I mean, they're decent on offense. We do, if we have much shoots in, I'd rather bring those in. We do not have much shoots in. Okay then. So we are going to get some Vok regiment. When do we want to bring these guys in? We could bring them into the 32. What's the MI8? MI8 MTV. We do not want to get them in these helicopters. That would make them too expensive, and they don't quite have the elite training or the value themselves. So yeah, let's try to keep it cheap. Since we are going to get a lot of rocket pods, I guess we don't really need to have the endurance of the rocket pods, if that makes sense. And actually, I'm going to elite these guys because they are so expensive. I don't want to spend all my points just bringing these in. Zenesti are just regular trained, so we don't need those. Visadri 90s. Okay, we only have the LSTR 40s. We have Vok regiment. I think we need more regular infantry. This is actually not too bad. They're shock trained? Wait, are the regular? The regular are shock trained as well. I need to examine this more thoroughly. So, their gun is about 20 rounds per minute less, but it's the same for the light machine gun for both. They're both close quarters combat. Okay. That's actually fairly interesting. And the helicopter they come in is 6 strength for 15 points. Yeah, they don't have the rocket pods, but that's not what we're getting them for. Yeah, we've got some cheap infantry here. So, So now that I know that, let's take a brief look. I know we're at the end here, but we might switch something out. RPG, fire support. We can get some Granata Mets. I mean, they're fun, but since they only fire 2 grenades, 2 grenade bursts every time they fire, and they're not the constant frag grenade fire. I don't know, they've fallen out of favor with my usage in Dex. Let's compare the Commandozi with the Vok regiment. Okay, so the Commandozi have a longer range, more accurate RPG, though it has less rounds per minute than the Vok regiment. The Commandozi does have a better light machine gun. It's more accurate. It comes down to their elite training. And their gun is way more accurate with more rounds per minute. Ooh. And we get 8 Commandozi. Right now the Vok regiment are 50 points combined. What's the helicopter that come in now? Nope, nope, nope. We do not want to have a 4-point helicopter carrying our dearest troops. MI8. That would give us 60. 65. So this will bring us to 90. Oh wait, that... Okay. Alright. So wait, where are all of our... This Strumworry are what our MI-17s are in. Let's check the Commandozi again. I just want to see how many do we get. Oh, that dropped it down to 6. Whereas the Sapri, Stromworry are... Oh, we can get... These guys are veterans. We can get 4 more for each card. I think that's actually fine. The Commodore... Do we want Sockles with their gun? Or do we want MI-8Ts? Okay, I think we want the MI-8Ts. The rocket pods are more valuable and they have 8 strengths. So, 10 points more, but same number of cards than the Vok Regiment. I think we've got our infantry squad. FJPs are alright, but if I'm going to take the lack of a light machine gun, I don't want Strelas 3s as the replacement, because 3 HE power, regular Hueys can get away, and that is clearly unacceptable in my book. So let's go and reorganize this. Commanders are going to be right next to the LSTR because of veterancy. Conquerors M on the end. Grom over here. Yeah, okay, we'll put these guys over here. We're going to put these guys over here. And then Conquerors M, and then the Groms. Alright, so this will be our infantry tab. We have our infantry, we have lots and lots of rocket pods. With a couple of PKTs. That is fine, because these are just our frontline infantry. And the Mi-17s. Alright, so we only have some good close range AP. I have kind of learned that we do need to have a little bit more. We could get 1 card of these guys and this. You know what? Yeah, let's put that up. So we will get. So that is 35 to 30 points. Let's compare them again. 35 to 30 points. And you know what? Yeah, let's do a huge upgrade. Let's get the 90s. That won't be too much of a point increase with just 5 points more. And then we'll put the Conqueror M's at the end and the Groms over here, and we have our force here. And trying to see if we want to do the organization. Yeah, I do. I want the Sapper-Z over there. I want the Conqueror's M's there, and the MI-17 right there. Alright, we have our infantry tab done. Let's move on to support, because we do actually have support, which is a blessing. We haven't been able to do support tab for quite a while. I'm just looking through to see what they all have. So we do have a lot of Strellas. We can get high explosive, but they're not smoke, so I'm instantly not satisfied. We could get these funny things. Well, let's get some Strela 10M. We'll just get 1 card of those for now as a placeholder. Come back to this. Look at this Igla. Yeah, I don't want it. Okay. Oh, we actually get a tank. We get the Descent. Heat round, 10 AP power, 2 HE power. I don't care. We're not getting it. Okay. Really good recon helicopter. Put that as a placeholder. Or this would be a very good spotter as well. Okay, we'll put that as a placeholder just for now. We can get the MI2, the MI2RO. I think we want to have the 8 health so that we can survive. Compare the two. Faster. Can survive. Yep, I think we want bigger helicopter. Recon, we've got shock trained. Well, What about the Specialini? Elite trained. They're basically like a common dozy. Oh, we could get the 90 variant. 90 variant are the same. Oh, these guys are the same all across, so we can get these in the MI-25 because the veterancy will translate over. Yeah, I think we'll try that. Let's see what else we have available. We've got some regular shock train infantry. They kind of fall short. Oh, but they can actually come into land-based vehicles. Oh, but these guys can too. Wait, are these guys the same? The East Germans are better because they've got a better RPG. Okay, we will do that for land-based infantry. Oh, Formosa. Okay, I know what we want. So, Formosa are basically infantry killers. They're going to be the same all the way across, aren't they? They can also come in BTR 40s, so we can get cheaper points for that. I like that. Okay. Formosa will come in BTR 40s. And these guys are going to be coming in elite MI-24Ds. Let's do a quick reorganization. We will put these guys over there. And we'll put the Formosa there, and these guys go there. So we have a lot of infantry for our recon. We do have the expensive helicopter here instead of regular MI2s. Even though the MI2s, they're 40 points, but they will die one hit. So I think we'll just keep these exceptional recon optic helicopters so they can survive a hit. And yeah, I think it will be our recon tab vehicles. Basically conquer them is the only thing I would consider, I think. Yeah, that would be the only thing I would consider, so it depends upon the helicopters. Helicopters, DHS MI-24Ps. These are good because they're anti-tank and anti-air all in one. So we will be getting a card of that. Sockles are also more anti-air, which is good because we have a lot of helicopters. We need to worry about that heli rushes, so we'll get 2 of those Sockles. We can get some Sterile 3s and some MI2 URSs. That will be kind of a last resort, I think. Salamanders don't have the best ATGM. Let's look at what's the MI-35. Ooh, what's that compared to the MI-24P? Kokon, rocket pods, main gun. Huh? Why is the MI-35 more expensive but worse in stats? Am I missing something here? They've got the same Kokon missiles, they've got the same rocket pods, and for the main gun, where is it? For the main gun, the MI-24P is better. It's got more rate of rounds per minute, it's got longer range, more accuracy, and AP power. I don't get it. Well, we will get the MI-24P then. We definitely want the MI-25 S-24 because these have 10 AG power rockets, good for stunning and suppressing enemy targets. Here's an 85, compare this to the 80. Yeah, strictly worse. Okay, well then, this is the OP helicopter of choice, it seems. Alright, so we'll put these guys here. We will put these guys there, and this there, and we've got our helicopters all sorted out. I don't like any of the other helicopters. Maybe the MI4 if I wanted to do a spam deck, or the MI8 TB. But let's take a look at our points afterwards. Aircraft, the most important part of this deck. We definitely want the MiG-29 because these napalm bombs are not like normal napalm. They first explode, do a lot of damage, and then they coat the area in napalm and do after effect damage. So these are definitely very good napalm. We want that multi-role fighter. We have a lot of old planes, not too impressed by. Um, ooh, lasers. They can be fun. And what do I mean by fun? Is that they can fire both the short-range missiles simultaneously, and they can fire them really fast, so they can basically unload a lot of missiles in a short amount of time. They don't have very much ACM, so they will be shot down a lot. Let's take a look at the other things. MiG-23ML compared to the BN. The BN looks like it's an anti-tank. Of course they would. A BN and a BN, both different anti-tank roles. Moving on, we'll just look at the other stuff. MiG-23ML. 85 to the 100. Alright, sell me. Okay, so they do... The 100.1 does have longer range, more accuracy on their super long range missile. The close range missile is about the same, and the 100 has an exceptional air detection optics. We'll just... Okay, I'm going to get the 100 elite train just for now as a placeholder. RBF, 8 500 kilogram bombs, yes please. MiG-29, 13 S's, of course these have to be the same name as well. The Polish version, I remember there was a catch here. The Polish version's cheaper and better. I remember that because they've got longer range missiles and more HE per missile than the East German Bloc variant. The only difference being is that their long range missiles are semi-active, which means they need to be able to still see the plane still needs to be able to still see the target for the missile to hit. The thing is that there's nowhere for an enemy plane to hide. So the only possible thing that I could see that these missiles wouldn't work is if the plane gets shot down before the missile either hits or misses its target at the point where the missile passes the plane or hits the plane. And that's going to be fairly rare. So I think we're going to get the MiG-29 Polish version. We'll get 2 elite there. We want to take the elite status advantage. Su-22M4. 30 AP power anti-tank plane. Up against the Sierra 30. Oh. Plane fight. Which one's better? The 120 has longer range and it's fire and forget TV guidance missiles. It's got a little better ECM. I am not too sure. Though, okay, we'll get the longer range. This one, we'll put that away. Let's see, we can get 2 1,000 kilogram bomb seed planes. We need a lot of seed. Unfortunately, this deck comes with 2 planes that are seed, both called the Su-22 M4P because, of course, they are. Why wouldn't we want to have enemy have massive confusion on which seed plane they're going for? If they're going for the longer range, cheaper version, or the more expensive, shorter range, but having more missiles on them version. Because let's keep the enemy guessing. Su-25K, if we didn't have already really good anti-tank, we might have considered that. Looks like there is another seed plane. Ooh, this could be an interesting mix. 2 elite. Get all the seed, and then of course there's another napalm variant here, but we are short on air superiority. So let's do air superiority right now. Nope. Could get this for more bang for our buck. You know what? I've never actually pick the lizards. I've seen people pick lizards, but I've never actually used them myself. I think the right choice is elite trained. So let's get this organized. I want this started off with here. So we'll put that. I'll just put the bomber on the end. We'll put this bomber at the end. Okay, so let's get everything over onto the end here. And ML, we want the lizards there. Okay. There. There. And then we will have the anti-tank right here. We'll have this there. This there. And these at the end right there. They're all basically the same. This one just has a worse ECM than the others, but it is cheaper. They only have one seed missile. Could be useful. What about that cluster? I know there was a cluster variant that I eyed briefly. The big 23VN, just 6 AP. No. I think this will be a good Air Force right here for the time being. Alright, so logistics tabs. Back in my Eastern German deck, I did take a helicopter for fun. I am not going to do that now because that is bad, even though they have, even though the CVs do have very good optics, they can substitute as a recon helicopter. It's still not worth it, in my opinion. So, we will get infantry instead. But which one do we want? I think, if I remember, the East German infantry are just better stats, even though they're the same. Yeah, East Germans are better. So we will get the East German infantry and the MI-8 TVs. How much? I'm just going to briefly look at what flags we are sporting. It seems to be fairly balanced. We will do Polish fob. That'll do. And we'll put the infantry over there. We do need one more CV. I do not like these. I do not like these vehicles at all. But I may end up actually picking one of them. Well, these are boring. Let's get the one that has the nice little East German logo on the side. That'll do our purpose. Okay, supply helicopters. The MI-6. That has a lot of supply. We'll pick that, thank you. These aren't the best helicopters to substitute for their price. And we've got regular Zops to help us out. Now we have one more point. Where to spend one more point? Another helicopter or vehicles. We're going to do another helicopter, and I think we will get the MI-8 TBs because they've got 96 rocket pods and they've got Malyukas. Not the best thing in the world, but we could certainly pick a lot worse. I do want to keep the Strela 10Ms so we can have a little bit better air to ground, or ground to air. Excuse me. Alright, I think we got that cleared away. And since this is a airborne deck, we don't quite have... Well, I mean, we do have some air superiority fighters, but they're not like the Soviet superior kind. So I think I'm going to mix it up this time instead of our usual Sovereign Utiloy Janku combination. Let's actually look at anti-ship aircraft. I actually haven't looked at the Red 4 for quite a while. They might have changed some things. I don't remember off the top of my head ranges that the ships have, that Blue 4 have, but I think the Fabeos are outside of that said range with 5,600 meter range for anti-ship. We've got the Su-27K. Holy crap. Okay, so they only have one radar missile. That's going to be shot down. But they've got these Vimpel missiles, 6 of them. So they're more anti-air than they are anti-ship. You know what? I'm going to try this. We're going to get 2 of them. They're not going to be used they're going to be mainly used to defend our skies because our air force is a little bit lagging, but that's fine. This is terrible range. That is even a lot worse range. Like, that is within range of any aircraft, enemy Blue 4 ship. I don't understand. A5s. A5s. That's on the border. It's on the fence. Don't know what I think about that. And the missiles are worth. Okay, I think these are just the 2 planes that we want. The other planes are not worth it, in my opinion. So next thing we will need is, come on, where is it? Helicopter anti-ship. We will look at the anti-ship helicopters. Super Pumas, I think, are the king of the air because they've got the longest range and they've launched both their missiles at once. They do have less AP power, but that's fine. What's the difference between these 2 helicopters? One sec. This and this. And there's no difference. Interesting. The KA is just 5 points more just because it's got armor. That's the difference. It's got armor. That armor's not going to do very much. This is just terrible. Awful. Okay, so that there. Escort ships. We'll take a look at this. It's got 30% ECM. And we've got some. I've never really looked at the Hujan. Not too bad. Kobar. Kobars could be actually brutal in large numbers. I'm looking more. Let's see. Is there any like river ships from the coastal support? You've got Shamels. That was annoying in the Commonwealth game. Recoilless rifle. Dual type. No, that's not good. So not that. This is taking turning longer than I expected with this last bit. No, that's just ground. We don't want ground. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to get a Muna. And why do we get the Muna? Because we are actually going to get some Komars. And the reason why I'm getting Komars, we're going to get 8 of them. And they do have pretty long anti-ship missiles. If you get 8 of them all together and they all fire at the same time, they have quite a bit of power going for them. And also they're river, so that means enemy planes can't stop them. And they can shoot at enemy planes to try to do so. Alright, this is going to be on Honor Stock's Navy tab. I don't know if we'll be using it in the game, but this will be our Eastern Bloc Airborne deck. So, I do want to thank you all so much for watching this episode of Deck Creations. And if you have any deck ideas, since I'm moving on from Airborne, please link them down below. I need more ideas on... I need to be able to have tanks again. If you guys want to request armored decks, I'd be more than happy to do that. But yep, thank you so much for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you all in the next video when I'm playing this deck.